Hey guys, what's up? I'm Ghosty from Idiots to YouTube, and I'm here to help you decide if Epic's current free game of the week is worth the download. Every Thursday, Epic Games makes anywhere between 1 to 6 games free for a week. So rather than wasting your time looking into them, I did it for you. So join me as we discuss this week's free games, Nuclear Throne and Ruiner. And let's start with Nuclear Throne. Nuclear Throne was released worldwide on December 5th, 2015 for PC, Mac, Linux, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Vita, and has even had a recent release on the Nintendo Switch. It was developed and published by Vlambeer, who are known for such classics as 2010's Super Crate Box, which was described as, quote, a Twitch platform cum shooter that preys on compulsion, 2013's Ridiculous Fishing, a mobile game about catching fish that actually had some controversy due to a clone game, and 2014's Loof Treasures, an airplane-based shoot-'em-up with 360 degrees of motion, published by Devolver Digital, a name that will probably crop up more and more in these videos. And all these games have had moderate to great success among critics and users alike. Super Crate Box even got ported to the Commodore 64. For some reason. For the sake of transparency, I've always been interested into this game due to some very intriguing YouTube videos.
It's lightning as well? I don't think you mentioned lightning.
Yeah, yep, it's fine, it's fine.
It's a spider web!
Nuclear Throne is described as a top-down shooter roguelike, similar to a game that would have been released the next year, Enter the Gungeon. This genre is small, but very fine-tuned in terms of gameplay, and I can't help but feel that Nuclear Throne had something to do with that. But without further ado, let's see if Vlambeer can live up to their past success with Nuclear Throne. And you know what? I think they did, because wow, oh wow, is this a cluster in the best way possible. As you start a run, all the game gives you is an ability, a gun, and a screen full of things that want you dead. I mean bandits, grubs, maggots, giant scorpions, and robots that look like they ate the sandwich from Castle Crashers. Just think of any enemy type in a video game and they probably have a variant of it here. But let's start from the very beginning. When you boot up the game, you're presented with a campfire with two oddities. Fish, a Lovecraftian sea person who can dodge roll, and Crystal, a purple crystal person who spawns with more HP and can turn into a large crystal to avoid damage for about a second. After a brief tutorial that puts you to the main menu for some reason, your next run has you launched straight into gameplay. You'll quickly notice the twin-stick aim gameplay style and the 4:3 pixel art aesthetic. Like most Vlambeer games, they call back to a simpler look with breakneck gameplay. You're presented a stage full of enemies, one gun chest and one ammo chest, and that's where all guarantees end. True to the roguelike tag, most things are up to RNG. This is the backbone of the game. It is hard and unforgiving. You will die and die a lot. The weapons exist both as equalizers and as hindrances. In my short time with the game so far, the feeling when you're struggling, you open up a chest to a weapon like a grenade launcher or a laser pistol is fantastic. But in the same situation, you can open up a chest to a screwdriver or a pop gun. Speaking of the weapons, there are quite a few. There are grenade launchers, machine guns, SMGs, ARs, laser rifles, crossbows, sledgehammers, shovels, and any variant in between. And given how I didn't get that far into the game, I bet there are even more that I haven't even seen. When I was streaming, a viewer even brought up an item called an ultra shovel, which, I mean, whatever that is, I wanted. I ultimately didn't get that far into the game, but the game isn't meant to be beaten in one sitting. I ended up unlocking 4 other characters with their other weird and interesting abilities, but the core never changed. It's you and a gun against a screen of enemies that don't want you to see the Nuclear Throne. In conclusion, Nuclear Throne is a fairly difficult, fast-paced roguelike that begs you to sink your time into it. The gameplay is addicting, and frankly, if I wasn't making this video, I'd be playing it right now. If you're fans of titles like Enter the Gungeon or Wizards of Legend, this game is a definite download. Ruiner was released September 26, 2017 for Linux, PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. It was developed by relative newcomers Raycon Games and published by Devolver Digital. See, I told you so. The developers describe Ruiner as a top-down action shooter created in the spirit of cult cyberpunk anime and game classics. Given what little gifs I've seen on their dope-ass website, it seems to be a cross between Transistor and Hotline Miami 2 in terms of aesthetic and gameplay. They end the section by saying, "Our main inspiration is the world we live in, because the future's already here." So you know they're on that edgy and woke stuff, and they have their third eye wide open. Wake up, sheeple! Many of the team's developers have actually worked on great games such as the Witcher series, Dead Island, screw you, that game's awesome, and Dying Light. This is Raytheon's first time at the bat as a unit though, and they seem to have hit it out of the park with decent to great reviews among critics. But let's see if they can do more than make a sweet ass website that has a dope prologue comic on it with Ruiner. Okay, so quick confession. One, I did not play that much of this game, at least compared to Nuclear Throne. And two, I couldn't really record it that well, so I'm using gameplay from an IGN video and from a fellow named WCCF Tech TV. I'll try to keep the gameplay to a minimum, but the links to their videos are in the description down below. Let's start with a few points that punch you in the face right as you're given control of Puppy, our main character. First, oh god, that camera angle. It's too high to be isometric, but too low to be top down. All I know is it's odd. I don't know why it's so jarring. I mean, I adjusted to it as the game went on, but it just caught me off guard. The second is this game is beautiful. I mean, I'm not much of a graphics person. The true beauty is in the code, but I can't deny that the cel-shaded cyberpunk anime look was a great choice, and it looks phenomenal. The game is set up similar to a beat-em-up. Every area is separated into sections, and you'll have to kill all the enemies in any way possible. You're graded in each section by a character named Her, who saved you from a hacker whose group kidnapped your brother to force you to kill the leader of this company called Heaven. And that's all the story beats you actually get from how much I've played of it. The grading screen can get repetitive, but you can skip it and keep playing. The gameplay is as basic as it gets. You use the enemy's weapons and your set of abilities to kill people that stand in your way. While difficulty does not seem to be a selling point, the game has its moments of both super easy and super hard fights. Even during the tutorial, for instance. The boss is a breeze, but one of the rooms leading up to this caused 4 deaths. The crazier thing is I still got an A+, so the game expects you to die, and that's okay. In conclusion, Ruiner is a fun but difficult fast-paced arcade top-down shooter that has an interesting narrative akin to the ones of its inspirations. The gameplay is all about adaptation and understanding Puppy's abilities and how to use them. If you're a fan of titles such as Super Hot and Transistor, this game is a definite download. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This has been a lot of fun to write and make, and if you guys enjoyed or learned anything, or maybe you've downloaded one of these games thanks to this video, it'd be wonderful if you hit the like button and spread the word. We here at Idiots Play Games would greatly appreciate if you guys did that. If you want to know whenever these go out, or any other videos on this channel in the future, hit that subscribe button. But other than that, see you guys next week with The Messenger.